What's going on, everybody? Robin here with AriesFireTarot. I'm doing your daily tarot card reading today for Thursday, June 17th, and the deck I'm using is the Butterfly Oracle card deck. So I thought I'd give the deck a shuffle in front of you guys. I usually do the card selection off camera because then I need to find the corresponding information in the companion book, but I thought it would be nice to do a shuffle. Then I'll just go on pause and find the page. So here it is. I'm going to show you guys the card. Oh, it's blue and beautiful. What does this say? Okay, this is really cool. So I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm just going to go into the companion book. Oh, it's matchy-matchy. I think I just gave it away. Okay, anyway, zip it, Robin. Be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, so I just had to change the light so I can read the companion book. So this card is religion and spirituality. Okay, so just a reminder that all the daily readings that I do for you guys are for all zodiac signs. It doesn't matter what your sun sign is. If you're here, there's probably a little bit of a message for you. I always get confused on how to hold the card up and hold the book, so bear with me. Religion and spirituality. Okay, it says your spiritual life is shifting because you're getting in touch with your honest beliefs. I love that. What worked for you in the past doesn't ring true for you now. This may cause confusion within your family or within yourself if you are leaving a religious tradition, period. Okay, so your loved ones may worry about your spiritual safety as you venture into areas that they don't understand. It's not up to you to win your family's approval of your beliefs and choices. However, if you are following a spiritual teacher, do use discernment before leaping in with a full commitment. I think that is such wisdom, you guys. Make certain that everything is as it appears to be and that you retain your ability to exercise your free will. Most important, be sure that you are happy and on a spiritual path that is aligned with your sincere beliefs. Okay, so additional meanings. Marital conflict over different religious beliefs. Blending a multi-faith family, returning to your childhood religious path, converting to a new religion, and spiritual studying or teaching. Very fascinating. Okay, so I'm just going to look at a couple of points here. Your spiritual life is shifting because you're getting in touch with your honest belief. What worked for you in the past doesn't ring true for you now. Okay, so, okay, when I was a child, my parents were not religious people. And like, so I wasn't brought up with any sort of spirituality at all. But neighbors of mine were going to church, and I asked if I could go to church with them because I wanted to see what it was about, and my parents denied me that. And I thought that was incredibly selfish because I wanted to just go see, well, what's God all about? You know, I'd never held a Bible in my hands. So I snuck out of the house on Sunday morning and I went to church, and that caused quite a turmoil in my house, in my family. But then I was allowed to go, and I went for a few Sundays. I found it a little bit too restricted for me because I'm a free thinker, and I really, and the same thing happened to me when I was in schools. Like, I really didn't like that sort of constrictive environment where you had to stay still forever. Like, I like to learn at my own pace. But what I did do was go to Sunday school or like a Bible study camp for a summer. And I found it very interesting and very fascinating. So I did that, and I was maybe 9 years old, and I went and I did that on my own. And my parents, they loathed it, you know, so I was never able to talk to anybody. Your loved ones may worry about your spiritual safety as you venture into areas that they don't understand. Okay, so that's one thing about a lot of religions, and I don't like to talk about religion too much because people, they start wars over it, but I find people get really, like, they're so aligned with their faith that there's no room to understand somebody else's, so there is, like, religion-based fear. Okay, so I don't want to get into that. I don't want to offend anybody or start an argument. The one thing I really wanted to talk about is, if you are following a spiritual teacher, do use discernment before leaping in with a full commitment. That's the one I wanted to talk about the most. So I was watching this documentary. It was a series, and I can't remember the name of it, but they were looking at what they called cults. And they called themselves religious organizations. Man, the things that they did underneath the guise of that religious organization were just like, are you, wow, you know, like child slavery, sex trades, you know, fraud, embezzlement. So you gotta watch for stuff like that. There are so many true, real, spiritual people and organizations to follow, but then there are just as many shady people in that area, people that get uncovered years later and everybody's absolutely appalled. So got to really use your intuition when you're going in for following somebody, you know, and it can be very exciting, especially if a friend goes, oh, you know, I really want to follow this person, you should too. But following somebody because your friend says that you should, you need to come across your own guides, okay? And this is how I sort of live my life, you know, because I don't follow a church, okay? I follow spirituality. And I find as my journey unfolds, one guide presents itself after another, and I keep on being led up higher on my spiritual path. And I do see God, okay? I do see God, but I see spirituality in a very different way than probably any organized religion could do for me. So just be very careful. There's a lot of nastiness, you know, being covered by a spiritual or religious belief system. So just be careful. And when you're blending beliefs with families, that can be very challenging too. It's just having the respect for other people's beliefs. You know, if you love people, you will respect what they believe in. And one thing that is huge for me is not to force or allow somebody else to force their opinion on anything upon you. I think it's interesting to have a conversation, but I've seen conversations just flare up out of control, you know, on religion and spirituality and politics and everything else. So if you're in a conversation with somebody and they start to get really angry or upset, it's time to clip that conversation right in, like, done. Okay, we'll circle back to that when we're both not feeling so riled up or whatever. Or maybe there's something that you could offer that person, a video or something to read, and this is why I believe in it, and I'm not forcing my belief on you, and I expect the same thing in return. So there's a lot of understanding, you know, everybody is the same, we're all the same, and people are just given the gift of believing in whatever whatever they want to. It is free will, you know, and there's such a diversity of spiritual beliefs and religious beliefs, and for the most part it's all really beautiful. So, and I think it's such a blessing that we can look at somebody else's way of believing and go, wow, that's really cool, you know, looking at people's churches and temples and just seeing what happens, like the singing, and, you know, just, it's all amazing. It's all amazing. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna go. Love you guys. Bye.